This is Paul. Yeah. I just want to mention this was filed on July 31st of 2015. Yes. The respondent was not given actual notice of the hearing. Yes. There was no personal service. There was no service pursuant to court order. Service by publications pursuant to a court order. This was issued for 10 years, and I do not need a mental health evaluation to be able to parent my own sons. Yeah. Now, as we go through exactly what Clallam County has done, you'll see here in the court summary. Yes. There should have been just a second here. My pages are all mixed up. I just wanted to mention there was no attempted service. Where's that at? Hang on here. I got all my paperwork is messed up. Petition for order on July 8th of 2011. There was no attempt of service because I was on Guam. On July 22nd, there was no attempt of service because I was on Guam. On August 12th, order for protection. There was no attempt of service or actual notice and opportunity to be heard before the first protection order was issued. Now, that's three separate instances where my right to due process was violated. Now, you can see here, declaration, law enforcement worksheet, petition for renewal of the protection order. When I was arrested on May 27th, without there being any jurisdiction, to renew a protection order where there was no jurisdiction to start with violates my right to due process. That's the fourth instance of when this county has refused to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, petition for renewal, motion history on May 31st. That's number 4. This is number 5. There was no, well, there could have been an attempt of service, but there was not 5 illegal judicial days. That's the 5th time my right to due process was violated. Now, let me see here. Sheriff's return of service, order for protection. To have a court hearing by minute order or any other means without there being jurisdiction for the issuance of the first protection order when I was arrested without there being any jurisdiction? Yes. And then have that while I was going through the process of a jury trial? Right. It's somewhat of a discriminatory court hearing because obviously the jury had not returned a verdict at that time. Now, somebody has really been attempting to destroy my life. I would say that's the 6th instance of violating my right to due process, equal protections of the law, and the privileges and immunities without having to appear in court, considering I was not proved guilty or not guilty at that time. Now, declaration of pastor modifying protection motion hearing on the 2nd of 2012, reissuing protection order motion hearing, sheriff's return to service, order modifying protection motion hearing. I don't know as I was ever given 5 judicial days during those temporary renewal of the protection order. But I feel safe to say that that's 6 and 7 that has violated my rights as an American citizen. And then modifying that, as I understand it, they renewed it for a year. Now, when you modify a protection order because supposedly Pastor Greg had felt some sort of threatening from me visiting with him and wanting to pray about my marriage, I really didn't threaten the pastor. Now, every time you continued to reissue a protection order when you violated my rights to start with on July 8th of 2011, all you've done is broke the law for the last 6 years. Um, I had sent approximately 3,200 emails yesterday. And in those emails, I provided all the Google Drives and the Hotmail Drive, the Outlook Drive, my Facebook profiles, and my YouTube channel. Now, if any police officer, any sheriff, if any individual that has a brain in their noggins understands the law,